Hello everyone, I'm Ferdi Salvador. Join us in unlocking the tricks of the trade here on Trade Talks. Let's get down to business. The Philippines has more than 7,000 islands, but today we will just visit two, courtesy of Amorita Resorts. It has the perfect venues for your luxury retreat as it combines modern amenities with nature's rejuvenating power. Let's find out more about these destinations. We'll be speaking with Lyba Godio. She is the Chief Operating Officer of the One-Off Collection Group of Resorts. Good morning, Miss Lyba. How are you?
Good morning, Ferdi.
Thank you so much. I know you're still jet lagging and you flew in especially for this interview, and you're looking very nice.
Thank you, and congratulations for being the most tenacious person in the world.
I know you've never agreed to an interview only here on Trade Talks High Life.
No, because we are so busy. You know,
Yes.
we've been so busy, but thank you very much for having me.
Yes, because
And we're here now.
because the one-off collection group is, I would say, a quiet worker. Everybody knows what Amorita is. Everybody knows the award-winning Funny Lion, aside from, of course, award-winning Amorita. But nobody really knows who are behind these properties. How have you managed to be so quiet all these years?
It's not about me or our COO or our CEO or our owners. It's the whole team, Ferdi. It's a whole team behind us.
Yes, because of course, there's other groups. Obviously, there are faces that you attach with the brand, or faces attached to the property even. How did the Amorita ecosystem come about?
Well, my ecosystem in Amorita started more than 10 years ago. I was still working in a luxury resort in Malaysia.
Yes.
Our owner sent an email. It was so touching, sincere, and passionate. And I said, let me look at this. But I was still working at the time, so I declined the offer. And then after 2 years, I went back to the Philippines, and then we started our friendship.
Okay, this is way before Malaysia and the Maldives.
Yes, after Maldives.
Okay,
I went to Malaysia.
okay. And you started your friendship. And of course, Bohol at that time, 10 years ago, it's really not in the radar of,
Yes.
of the destination hungry Filipinos.
Right.
And
right.
now it's the top destination for domestic travelers because of ease of travel to going to Bohol. How did you carve out the luxury experience for the Bohol market?
It starts with the property.
Yes.
When you go inside Amorita, oh my God, there's a sense of peace, serenity. It's not easy to find a resort with that kind of feeling
Yes.
nowadays, you know. And we're only 10 minutes away from the airport.
Yes, but it has to do, aside from the feelings, Miss Lyba, I think it's also the people that work there, because I'm a resident. This is why I've been trying to ask you to go on the show for months now. I'm a resident there, and the feeling that I get when it comes to Amorita is I'm home, which is the absolutely most sincere thing. But it's difficult to have that kind of vibe when it comes to a resort like yours. But it's not only me that feels that, but it's mutually felt among first timers or old timers that have been there. How did you institutionalize this kind of vibe?
It's all about culture, Ferdi.
Okay.
And most importantly, we are all Filipino. We are a 100 Filipino-owned and managed company. So it's intrinsic to us Filipinos to welcome everyone like it's their home, right? So that's how we are.
And you're one of the first to have villas.
Yes,
What?
single detached villas.
Yes. How did you come up with this business model?
Luxury is all about space,
Okay.
Ferdi. When you say villas, you have to have it single detached. And everyone will have their own swimming pools. So it's very important that we have villas in Amorita because it defines luxury.
But what about expansion of Amorita? It's so hard to book. You're always fully booked.
No expansion for Amorita at the moment because luxury is all about how small you are. We're only 98 rooms in a 5-hectare property.
That's a small imprint on the 5 hectares.
Yes.
Why did you choose to just have a small imprint?
Because we want to focus on the guest experience. You cannot have luxury when there's 200 rooms around you. Luxury is all about space, peace.
But how do you define luxury when it comes to the Amorita brand?
I think it's all about the feeling when you're in the resort. You know, every single detail should come from how the guest will feel when they are there.
Okay.
How would you define luxury? Space.
Space.
How the staff behaves, how they greet you, the design. That's luxury.
Yeah, because every time I go back to Amorita, I tend to discover new things. Last year, I discovered archery. I didn't even know it was there. And even sometimes cooking lessons that I've experienced there.
Right.
Your own beach cove, right? But since the demand is so high for tourism in Bohol, have you not thought of expanding the footprint of Amorita, the resort, into more space in the 5-hectare property that you've got?
No, for now, no. We're very strong with who we are.
Okay.
You have to know who you are, and you're not pushed by because you needed more rooms, there's more demand, and then you dilute who you are.
So, but with such a strong branding presence, I personally don't think if you add a few more villas, like let's say 10 more villas, or another...
Which you've been telling for a long time.
been requesting. I don't think it's going to dilute your branding because it is quite strong. What's the reason behind non-expansion? As previously
It's actually all about our branding, Ferdi. It's who we are. We're very strong on who we are. It's not because it's what people would demand. You have to know who you are, and it's your anchor. You are not swayed by this is what they want, and
What about, since there's a lot of new resorts, of course with the claim that it's luxury and or ultra luxury in Bohol, some of them being mid-rise, some of them being foreign operated or foreign groups operating, and the IHG group is coming in. What's the right word to it? How are you arming yourself for the influx of competition?
We would still work on our culture, and of course, our battle cry is we're 100% Filipino owned and managed. That is our legacy.
Okay. What about the others? Let's go talk about now the hospitality group. One-Off has how many brands?
We now have Amorita, of course, and we have the Funny Lion.
Yes.
We started with one Funny Lion in Coron.
Yes.
And then we opened the Funny Lion El Nido. And I'm very proud to share that the Funny Lion is now listed in the Michelin Guide.
Yes, I saw that. That's amazing. Which one's listed? El Nido or Coron?
The Funny Lion El Nido.
How did you manage that?
Teamwork, and still going back again to focusing on how Filipinos can make things happen.
But what's the category of the Funny Lion in El Nido? Are you saying it's a 5-star, 4-star? What's the category?
We're not 5-star.
Yes.
We're a boutique resort.
So, okay, what's the definition between a boutique resort and a 5-star resort?
When you say 5-star, they have all these checklists.
Okay.
You need to have marbles, X
Marble?
number of rooms. Yes.
That's a requirement for a 5-star resort?
It's a long list for it. I don't want to dwell on that.
Okay. But
When
okay.
you say boutique resort, definitely you're less than 100 rooms. And the Funny Lion, we only have 50 rooms.
Yes.
And we focus on every single detail, from our service to the food, the guest experience. We also have our own private beach. We bring them to our private beach every day. The guests can avail of our private beach. And local culture.
Yeah. But for a property that's not even 3 years old, you got to be in the Michelin Guide, which is an amazing feat, nonetheless, right? But and I'm proud of it, but I'm just shocked because it's what a twist. Because your layouts in the rooms, because I've stayed there several times as well. I should get shares now from you, huh? But I stayed there a few times, but it's an open layout. You wouldn't
Yes.
think it's a Michelin, Michelin type of boutique resort.
Right.
So what was the secret?
People.
Okay,
Our team knows every single guest.
all right.
They memorize every single guest.
Okay, I'm gonna make that as a cliffhanger because I want to talk more about that. I want to dig deep into your secrets. We're gonna take a short break. Trade Talks. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Trade Talks. We continue our conversation with Lyba Godio, the COO of the One-Off Collection Group of Resorts. So we were just talking about the Funny Lion El Nido being part of the Michelin Guide. And I asked you what your secrets are. You said people.
Yes, our team.
How?
Each and every one of our team have this genuine desire to make guests happy. As you know, they can memorize all the names of the guests, not because they want to memorize it, but because they know our guests.
Well, that's the 50 key property, that can be quite a challenge. But I know for a fact that your GM there rose from the ranks.
Yes.
He came from actually Bohol because that's where I met him, and you made him GM of El Nido. Do you think that kind of movement, that kind of advancement within a core team helps the business model become more approachable to your clientele?
Definitely, Ferdi, because including me, I rose from the ranks.
Okay, how did you start?
From front office
Okay, FO, and then to COO.
to COO.
Wow, what is a journey? Is that why you give chances to other?
Yes, everybody should get a chance. So for Nilo, he used to be the housekeeping manager of
Yes.
Amorita Resort in Bohol.
Yes.
And then we promoted him as the resort manager of the Funny Lion El Nido.
Yes.
And then we promoted him as the general manager of Amorita Resort Puerto Princesa.
Wow, so he's got up, so he's no longer in El Nido.
Yes, he just started at Amorita Resort Puerto Princesa.
That is amazing. Well, shout out to Nilo for achieving that milestone. I remember that you said earlier that it's all about details. Who thinks of the details? So, for example, when I enter my room, my favorite villa, I always have a companion fish. Because it doesn't make me feel so lonely. In fact, I always look for that fish.
That is actually Nilo's bright idea.
Okay.
Ferdi.
And that's what makes the experience luxury for me, because they think of that, the person is actually traveling by himself. Perhaps he'll be lonely for the next couple of nights because, a travel-weary person. that fish actually made an impact. That's why I can't shake off Amorita. That's one of the details that I appreciate that would put your properties in the Michelin Guide, right? But how do you integrate local culture and the community for the guest experience, especially like Puerto Princesa? Puerto Princesa's, you know, compared to Coron and El Nido, not as touristic when it comes to, you know, excursions and experiences in the different islands. How would you integrate the community and the local culture to make sure that the guests experience something different?
Well, for all of our resorts, every time we build something, we always have the sense of place in mind.
Okay.
And we hire local. And when you're a local, you would always have this pride of place.
Mm-hmm.
So the culture is already embedded in our guest journey.
What about the toughest challenge that the One-Off Group has experienced over the past 10 years?
The pandemic.
Yes.
During the pandemic, all the resorts are closed, but we did not stop providing for our team. We gave salaries for 3 days so that they will have food to bring home to their families. It took a while. We didn't have gas for years. It's very, very heavy.
That's not true. I was there.
You were our guest, Ferdi. And then after the pandemic, we were so ready to open. And then Odette came.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's one after the other.
We were so ready, and then Odette came. Our resort was devastated. Roofs went flying.
Yes.
Trees fell.
I was your guest as well.
Our ceiling collapsed.
Yes.
So imagine that. It took us weeks to clean up the resort. We have to close again. After opening for just a few days, we have to close again. Every Christmas, December 24, would normally have guests like you to celebrate fabulous Christmas dinner. That Christmas, after more than 10 years, we didn't have guests because we're still fixing the resort. But we had all our families, all our team, their children, their husbands, their cousins. So we had a huge Christmas party for everyone.
So I guess by doing that, by being human to your team members, that's what breeds loyalty.
Yes, it's about not letting go. It's not. There's a difference between giving up and letting go.
Yes.
We did not let go. It's when you do not let go that you will have a family to be with you during difficult times. Yeah.
What about, let's go back to the business of the One-Off. Where do you plan to expand in the Philippines or around the region for that matter in the next 10 years?
We're opening Amorita Puerto Princesa.
Okay, wow, finally another Amorita, okay.
Yes. Next year, January 2026. You are most welcome.
Oh, thank you. Is it going to be...
Please come and visit.
Yes, is it
and
going to
for
be the
everyone.
same? Yeah, is it going to be the same vibe as Bohol?
No, very different.
Tell us more about
including the design. We're one of collection.
Yes.
Every single property is distinct and different. It's still 100% Filipino designed. Most of the materials that we use are sourced locally. It's not your usual resort. You will be very surprised and amazed at the same time. We're so excited about it. And in Amorita, we have these catalas. As you can see there, the catalas are endangered species and they go to Amorita.
They hang out there.
They hang out there.
Yeah, but okay, but why did it take you this long to open Amorita to a different location? Because you could have easily opened in, the top space spots. Cebu, Boracay, Siargao even. It would be very easy for you and it always would be a success. But why the...
Puerto Princesa?
Yes, why hold back?
Well, you have to have accessible properties, Ferdi. Amorita Puerto Princesa is like Amorita Bohol. It will only take you less than 10 minutes to reach our resort. And that's very important for travelers like you who are so busy. Get down on the plane. If you don't have a check-in bag, you're there in 15 minutes.
I love this. I'm quite keen on going, and I hope the team can go with
Please
us
come and
to check it
visit.
out. But I only have a few more questions for you, Miss Lyba. What is your worst investment?
Worst investment? There's none, really, in terms. Can you call alcohol worst investment?
I think that would be one of the best investments, okay?
Wines?
Yes. So, am I going to ask you about the best investment? Because you probably will say, a good wine.
No.
Okay, what's your best
no.
investment?
Education. I have educated myself. As I said, I rose from the ranks. I went to Cornell in New York. I did Butler School in UK. I did a short course in Harvard and other strategic management courses. It's very important to invest in yourself and education.
1000%. What's your favorite mistake?
Mistake? Mistake? Not really. Because there's really no mistake in life. You learn from your experience, right? You should learn from your mistakes.
Oh my gosh, experiences. I don't want to learn from it. Well,
Learn from your mistakes.
Thank you so much for coming to join us this morning and having a casual conversation about the one-off properties.
Thank you, Ferdi.
Thank you so much for doing your first TV interview with us. And that is it for today's show. I'm Ferdi Salvador. Catch the Bilyonaryo News channel on Free TV Channel 31 and on cable via Cignal Channel 24. Thank you for watching the Bilyonaryo News channel, always on top.